When a mother has several children, she knows what every child is insecure about and she tries to speak to it, right? So if Carlos, if you were the short son, she'd be like, well, you tall enough, you a good man. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is. Have you noticed that in every single scene where Evelyn is talking to Wanda, the first thing she says is, hey, beautiful, hey, pretty girl, hey, gorgeous. Because she's trying to offset the obvious pain that Tawanda has about how she's perceived in the hierarchy of her sisters.
Wow.
And so there's a certain level of pandering the family does to Tawanda. And there's a certain level of manipulation that Tawanda does on behalf of the family that I'm ready to call BS on. Because Tamar is not perfect. And you can be imperfect and be an imperfect victim. Tamar is an unsympathetic, imperfect victim. And I think the family has a long documented history of being annoyed that she is the one who's always whistleblowing on things that they've agreed to toxically keep to themselves. And the reason that she's defending Ashley so much is because she's seeing it happen to Ashley. She's seeing it happen to Ashley, and I think that's why. And for those who are like, well, it's self-serving. First of all, nobody does anything that they don't get anything from. Being good at being strategic doesn't mean you're insincere. We're on a show right now. The show is being produced. It doesn't mean we're going to lie, right? So production being involved doesn't make it insincere. I think the reason why she was so passionate about Ashley is because she was Ashley. So when you see her talking about herself, you're actually seeing her motivation to have Ashley's back because she's watching it happen to the next generation. And a lot of people aren't clocking that she's being triggered. She's been triggered by a real offense that is being hidden behind a family dysfunction. That's just my opinion.
Claudia Jordan. As I get my legal pad.
Go get your.
No, you make some great points. I think the reason why it's easy to not take Tamar's side for the audience a lot of times in the family is because sometimes she can come off as a bit much, right? Or she may aggravate you or certain things she does because she's, gregarious and louder and stuff. So it's easy to like not take that person's side, right? Well, she's always this or she's always that. But like you're saying, to your point, I get it. Like you're saying you can still have those traits and still be telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, depending on the messenger or what we already think about someone, that sometimes frames what we are willing to believe about them or take their sides. Like we've probably both been victims of that, right? Because they may not like you. Everything you say after that is a lie. Or nope, you're lying. You're full of shit. They don't want to hear it, right? But if they like you, right? And it's so frustrating when someone is liked, they get believed for things that may or may not be true. We've all seen that.
And that ability. Yep.
Yeah. And when you're the one that's on the opposite end of that, it's so frustrating because the more you fight it and say, no, but they're like, oh, you're being a hater. You're jealous. Oh, there you go again.
There she goes being Tamar again, whole time. Yeah. So Wanda, what happened to the 35K, babe? There was a scene where they're arguing, where Tawanda kind of stumbles through an admission that she took $35,000 from her sister that never got paid back.
She alleged that it was a gift.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, think about that. That was a gift, even when the phone, right? When she said, hey, I didn't know me and Tawanda were on the same phone plan and I was paying for her phone until I went to go switch providers and saw that it was a family plan and I had been paying for her. And Tawanda's reaction isn't to say it's untrue. It's to say, well, family takes care of family. You've been caught stealing allegedly twice in this one conversation, but we're all talking about Tamar getting deregulated. Because Tamar is emotionally deregulated, when you do dirt to her, you're expecting the spectacle of her to be a smokescreen for you to hide your dirty deeds.
So when we talk about being gaslit, the audience saw recently, Claudia and Blue, that Trina Braxton commented on K. Michelle's social media post, and the Tamar fans and maybe even non-fans decided to really talk about it. So I want to make sure that I get things accurate when I read you guys. I mean, the comment rather. So K. Michelle is posting her music. Trina Braxton goes, I love country music. K. Michelle goes, come see me, Trina. DM me. I'll set it up. The album is great. The reason why a lot of people had a big reaction to this is because unless you've been living under the Plymouth Rock, it is well known that K. Michelle and Tamar have had a very strenuous public beef, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of things have occurred recently when it came to these two going back and forth. By Trina commenting on K. Michelle's post, the fans saw that as Trina being passive aggressive, and that was a diss towards her sister Tamar. Do you think Trina commenting on K. Michelle's post was a passive aggressive diss to her sister Tamar? Watch the rest of the video. Head over to my Patreon account. That's patreon.com/TheCarlosKing. Again, patreon.com/TheCarlosKing to watch this full episode.